Do you regret buying it? Do you regret not buying what you wanted? You know, do you regret it? Basically, the big question is, do I regret buying this car? It's sort of a yes and sort of a no. Yes, because I still wanted to go and do stupid stuff and get a race car. Like I said, I really wanted a C5 Corvette. I was like, well, that's what I really wanted. And my dad was pushing me to get one of these things, and I was like, whatever, and obviously quite no as well. I definitely thought it was a good decision to buy this car. I definitely thought it was a good idea to not spend my entire, S2000 budget on another car or to go into debt for another car. I basically have no debt anymore. I paid off everything I needed to pay off, and I'm basically scot-free for the time being when I go and buy my house, that I want to buy in Las Vegas. And it was just a better financial decision at the time to go and spend only a little bit of money, have the rest, save it with what I have saved already before the accident, to combine that and then go and try to buy a house in Las Vegas, which is the major, big goal, big plan. It's going to be on the channel, of course, and I'm pretty excited about that. I'm finally, what my basis is if you still live in your hometown, you still live, close to your parents and close to your high school, and you just have never really officially left being a child or being, a teenager. You gotta really move out. Like, you gotta really move. And if you move to, 25, 30, 40 miles away, if you're in Los Angeles, you go to Bakersfield or fucking Ontario, Camarillo, down in San Diego. If you do that big move, that to me is signaling that you're officially in that transition phase where that phase is now over and you're now a adult. You're away from your parents. And it's so expensive here in Los Angeles to go and get a rental place, or sorry, this wind noise. It's so expensive to go and get an apartment. You have to get a roommate. And you can't buy a house, and you can buy a house, but the houses here, quality-wise, as turned to other states, it's absolutely horrendous. It doesn't make sense to go and buy a house or to go and get an apartment when I'm getting absolute garbage. I'm not gonna throw my money away like that. It's smarter to stay at my parents' house right now. So that's why I was like, this makes sense. So the money that I have left, plus my savings, is a fat down payment to go get my house that I really want to get. 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, pool, jacuzzi, included barbecue, a backyard patio, high ceilings, 3-car garage, like goddamn 3-car garage. Like, are you serious? Like for $400,000 in Las Vegas. And not to mention the strip is there, and it's a huge car community, and there's plenty of stuff to do. It's just a better, situation to spend your money. I get it. It's hot. Oh my God, Roberto, it's so hot in Las Vegas. Yeah, I get it. Look, it's like what, 70 degrees, 65 degrees right now in Los Angeles. I get it. But is your basis on what you live and where you're gonna spend your money because of the weather? Like, it just doesn't make sense. So this was a better financial decision, at least for me. I don't regret buying it. I'm just not super happy about it. I can put away my happiness for the time being in having a nice car and having a cool car, to have something more financially stable, more financially responsible, to be able to get my house later. And that makes sense. You have to adult eventually. You have to go and say, all right, it's kind of time. So I only spent $5,800, and I have, in savings, a good amount, and it's more than enough. Especially me being a first-time buyer, I don't have to put my entire savings. I'm gonna put like 3.5%, and then put the rest to pay for the mortgage. Cut some years down. It makes sense. So I'm pretty excited. Anyways, the is300, it's a fantastic car. There's nothing wrong with the is300. It's just kind of boring. The design is quick. The design is easy. It's straight to the point. It's definitely developed for the Japanese market because I have no headroom. I kind of touched the top of the roof of with the car. But I mean, it's fine. It does what I needed to do. It's 4 doors. You know, I can put more stuff in it. Big trunk. You know, it has a solid engine, straight 6. You know, 2JZ, DE. You know, whatever. It's solid. Like, it does what I need to do, and there's nothing wrong with, you know, having something that needs to do. That's why I have the Volvo. And people don't understand, why do you have a Volvo? What do you have that wagon for? It's an old person car. Yes, but it does what I need to do, and that's the most important thing. Whatever it does for you. So the is300, everything is going pretty well so far. It drives incredibly smooth. The only thing that happened now is I do have a check engine light with a little traction control light that blinks on and on. It's probably supposed to be a misfire, but I don't feel it because it drives incredibly smooth. I think it's probably a coil pack, which is what, 25 bucks. You know, I easily change that out myself. By the way, it runs incredibly smoothly. I got new plates because I can't keep those original black plates because they're custom. So the original owner of the black plates has to repay for them, and I don't really care. And I'm not gonna pay $98 every time for new plates, so I'll pay $45. Like that. But it's going well so far. I have my detailer from Accomplice Detailing going to come on Tuesday, and that's going to be fun. He's going to do a whole ceramic coating, whole protection. Definitely hit those headlights because those headlights need a lot of love, more than my ex-girlfriend. And so it's going to get the love it deserves to keep going and keep pushing and just stand by my side as I will most likely be taking this car to Las Vegas. So it's taking this one, the Volvo, of course, and you know, it's gonna go with me to Las Vegas. So that is exactly the big plan, of course. But would I recommend anybody to buy this car? I definitely would. I mean, I don't see an actual problem with it. There's nothing inherently wrong with the is300. I mean, I guess there's nothing really wrong with it, to be quite honest. I mean, it's a 4-door. I guess you don't like 4 doors. You know, it has a straight 6. It has leather seats, you know. I mean, at least mine has leather seats. It's a sport design, 2004 leather seats. They're heated, you know. It has the good automatic transmission, I guess. The biggest thing, if you want to buy an is300 is you need to really change the UI for the radio and all that stuff. Put a nice screen in there. The previous owner had already did it to my car, so I was pretty excited about that. You get to touch the screen and put your music and Bluetooth and all that stuff. Put your phone calls through it. That's pretty cool. It modernizes the car. My dad was just telling me a cool story about this car. When my mom was going to buy her new car, you know, at that time, you know, this is pre-2008, so you know, we're living la vida loca, you know, with so much money because, you know, we haven't been screwed over yet. So before 2008 happened, and my mom and dad went to Lexus, South Bay Lexus, and my mom wanted a new car. And with the money we were making, my dad was making, you know, my mom can get a new car. She deserved a new car. So they went to go and get a Lexus. They saw the 2006 is250, the one I have now, and sure enough, they were selling one of these things, still brand new, a 2005 model, for $30,000. I was like, what do you mean? Like, sure enough, they were still selling these things, brand new 2004 and 2005 models, for $30,000. Now, you would think, how much was the is250? They wanted $36,000 for the is250, the 2006 model, the generation after that. Now, what made more financial sense at that time? Was it to make the $30,000 jump for this one, or the 36 grand? You know, pay extra, you know, whatever, get the newer generation with newer models, you know, nicer seats. It's the newer one. What makes more financial sense? You know, it's just it made more financial sense to get the is250 at the time. Now, the is250 has been an absolute nightmare when it comes to maintenance. Now that it's overpassed 100,000 miles, every other day it goes into limp mode when I drive it, and you really push it, you put the pedal on the floor, it struggles and just like it doesn't want to go forward anymore. It still drives, you know, comfortably here and there, but there's points where the car will like struggle going to limp mode, and it's just horrendous, dude. That car is, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's probably the early generation designs that something have it with. Well, I don't know. It's just, it only has 100,000 miles. You'd expect it to last longer, to drive more smoothly. This whole month that has passed, I am, you know, I'm not happy. I'm not over the moon about it, but I'm not disappointed. You know, I just hate to say my dad was right, but you know, whatever. This whole month has been just a new experience, you know, driving this is300. It's just my ultimate goal is buying the house, you know, and I kind of want to buy the house. You know, I just want to move out and go to a different place and just start a life anew. You know, that's why I have my background. Like I'm setting my background right, going to welding school and getting my welding certificates and being certified for many different types of welds. You know, it's going very well. I'm just have to get that behind me. So if anything goes wrong, you know, I can't film YouTube anymore. I can't do anything. I can't, you know, it's just not working for YouTube. Basically, I have welding, and I can easily make $75 an hour and chill. So I'm definitely not worried about that kind of stuff. It's just about being resourceful. You gotta make sure you have a background so that you can dig yourself out of a hole when the time comes. So that's the biggest thing, at least for me. I'm happy with it. I'm definitely happy, and I don't regret it. So if you want to buy an is300 and you saw and you're like, damn, that's a good looking car. I want to buy one of those. Definitely buy it. They're in the cheaper price range. You have money, you know. I always say that don't get the bottom of the barrel. Just try to spend as much money as you can physically can, you know, you financially can, so that you can get a solid car. And then you can do your maintenance, your tie-in belt, your cams, all the stuff. You just make sure you get a decent car. Don't get the cheapest car out there. So you get the cheapest, you're getting what you pay for. So at the end, you know, it's just what you can do for you. I'm glad I bought it, you know, and I'm happy. So, quote unquote. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. A little life update. You know, a month gone by, and what do I think about is300? I think it's good. I think it's solid. You know, it's solid, and solid is a good word. If it's solid, it works. So it does what I need to do. My girlfriend likes it. Most importantly, she can drive it. So if I start drinking, you know, she can drive it. You can say about the is300. I was trying to teach her the is300, but I just kept not doing it and kept, you know, yeah, it kind of sucked. But it's a good car. If you like it, it's a good car. If you like it, go buy one. You can have it as your daily. You can turn it into a race car. You can turn it into a Stance Nation thing. You can do whatever you want. And let me tell you, there is a plethora of third-party aftermarket parts that can make your is300 turn into literally anything that you want it to be. There is a stupid amount of parts, and when that comes is competition, and with competition comes cheaper prices, and the prices for modifying these things are much cheaper than a lot of cars out there, and it's solid, it's good, and I like it. My recommendation is that it's a great car. Buy a decent example, spend an extra money than you have, you know, and just buy a decent car, because these things will last forever. There's 250,000 mile cars online for sale, so they'll keep going. You take care of the car, do the maintenance on time. It's just like every other car. Do the maintenance, take care of it, you know, and just keep pushing with it, because it'll be there as long as you need to be there. So thanks for watching. This is One Tire Fire with my is300 month update, and thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. So there's gonna be some new updates coming soon. As for the Corvette and the BMW video, that's being edited as we speak, and working on it, so it's coming together. And so it's gonna be a cool video. The super video, I think I'm gonna be outsourcing that edit to somebody else. As soon as I outsource it, they'll be doing the editing and all that fun stuff. And that way I can get that video done, get this video done, get the Corvette video done, and just go bam, 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 thank you, man. So, thanks for watching. Just a little update. A month on with the is300. Go ahead and buy one, because, you know, it won't let you down. Definitely won't. Definitely won't.